Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Saturday morning. Wanted to shoot this video highlighting the Hot 10 comic list that comes out every Friday by Comic Book Invest. A little late on this. I didn't have time to do the video yesterday, but figured I'd shoot it here this morning, give you my take on what's on the list and my thoughts on it. So first off, I've got this book here, These Savage Shores #1. This is the second print. This is I think it's a cover swipe of a Dracula cover, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what this is going for. I think on eBay this week, this thing was all over the place. It was $25, $30, and I saw some for $50, and now there's people asking $100. I don't know, it's crazy. You know, this is a fairly low print book, Vault Comics. I don't know much about the publisher of the company, but the story's pretty good. I've read the first issue. I don't think I've read the second issue yet. I've got the second issue coming in the mail. I found a website that had it for pretty inexpensively for a first print, but I had to pay a lot for shipping. So, but I couldn't find it otherwise. First printings on this book are very, very hard. A first printing #1 on this book, if you can buy it for $50 or $60, I would buy it. I've not even seen it for sale, so I don't really know why this book is so hot, but it is. It's on the list. So let's jump into it here. The top 10 list by Comic Book Invest for the week of February 15th. So let's jump into number 10 here. And it is The Devil's #1. This is, I believe it's, the publisher on this, I think it's Source Point Press. Antarctic Press. I think it's Antarctic Press, sorry. Yeah, it's a very low print run. I got it for cover. Jim's Comics highlighted this book like 4 months ago and said, you better pre-order this. So congratulations to him. He called this thing, and it's apparently selling for $15 to $20, so more than double cover price. Midtown limited you, I think, to only 1 copy per customer, so they did have a limit on that, and it still sold out very quickly. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting read. I guess it's factual based. It's actually based on a true story, so I think it had to do with in Japanese wartime, the atrocities that can happen from wartime. So yeah, I'm interested in reading it. I have it coming in my Midtown order here pretty soon, so I look forward to reading it. Number 9 on the list is Aquaman Volume 5, #2. So you've got Jeff Johns as the writer, Ivan Rice as the artist, and this is the first appearance of the Trench King. It's saying it's going between $15 and $20 in that range. There are no variants for this, so yeah, I mean, Aquaman's getting some attention lately, and that Trench King, wouldn't be surprised if that ends up becoming part of a movie at some point, a movie storyline. It seems like they're going to do more Aquaman movies, so I think there's speculation that this could be the next protagonist in the next Aquaman movie. So that's got some heat on it. Number 8, this is Rye #0. This is the first Ray. Is it Ray? I think it's Ray. Sorry, it's early. Ray #0. This is the first appearance. I guess it's selling between $200 and $400. Yeah, this book was really, really cheap. Not that long ago. I mean, I remember seeing copies on eBay for like $20. So as the movie gets closer, it is kind of cool. It's going to have what's his name, Vince Man, my brain's not working too well this morning. The guy from all the, shoot. The guy from all the car movies. Yeah, man, my brain is fried. Yeah, it's probably going to be a good movie. There's some heat on it. I've got yeah, it's the first appearance of Bloodshot. So I've got a Bloodshot Rising #1, and it's a glass cover. I'm hoping that the movie moves that book because I paid a good deal of money for it because it's a 1 in 250 ratio book, and that book is selling way below ratio. That book should be selling around 200 to 250, and it's selling around 140. So I'm kind of hoping the movie gets some heat on that book. It's the first glass cover comic book ever made. It's pretty cool. We'll see. Maybe the movie will move it up, and that will help out with the value on it. Number 7, Avengers No Road Home, #1. This is the Adam Hughes variant. It's a 1 in 50. It's definitely selling for more than ratio. I remember seeing this on Midtown. I could have bought it. I mean, I sat there and looked at it and contemplated it for a moment. So I could have bought it for around $42, I think, on Midtown. That was the price on it. And now it's saying it's selling easily between $60 and $70. I don't know. This storyline, it could be good. I mean, I like the fact that Al Ewing is one of the writers, but I don't care for Mark Waid's writing. And I'm not as familiar with Jim Zub. So this the 3 writers collaborating on a story, I don't know. This could be something that just kind of totally bombs. Who knows? So that could have been one that would have been good. Obviously, in retrospect, in short term, it's gone up. So, but I didn't buy it. Thought about it and passed. So, I mean, I guess I should have bought it just because Adam Hughes. Usually his covers do pretty well. I don't know. I feel like I'm being variant too many variants lately. I get overkill on the variants. Number 6 on the list, Dead Man Logan #4. This is the Gerardo Zaffino variant, 1 in 25. This is one that I bought off of Midtown for $21. It sold out. I think in the first day it sold out, but you had some time on it. I mean, it's not like it sold out in minutes. I think about half the day it was available. Now it's selling between $60 and $70, which is pretty good considering it's a 1 in 25. So obviously this cover is in demand. Here it's coming that maybe it's because of the Hulk, Immortal Hulk Zaffino variant that could be driving the price up. Yeah, and it does look like he's flipping everybody the bird. I kind of agree with that. It is supposed to be his index finger, but at first glance, it looks like he's flicking you off. That's pretty cool. I love Zaffino. He's really my favorite cover artist is Zaffino. He's very, very particular on projects that he does, and he just has an art style that right away I know it's him. I mean, there's a lot of artists like that, obviously, but I don't know. I just kind of like the way he draws. Number 5 on the list, Captain Marvel #2, the Chris Bachalo variant, 1 in 50. It's a cool cover, no doubt about it. I mean, I like the black. I love black covers anyways. And it is a really cool image. And it's selling $80 to $100. So this book, and it says here, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be tough to find in high grade because of the full black cover on it, no doubt. So that book is definitely a hot one. But again, I agree with this. How many volumes of Captain Marvel do we have? 11. Volume 11. They have rebooted this title so many times. It's ridiculous. I don't know. At some point, does that take away from the value of the comic? Maybe, maybe not. Just seems ridiculous how many times they've rebooted that character. Number 4 on the list, Immortal Hulk #2. This is one that's been on here many times before. This is showing the regular A cover here by Alex Ross, selling in that $60 to $70 range. The Zaffino variant, which I have a copy of as well. Yeah, I looked on eBay just yesterday, and it's selling easily between 170 and 200. So, that's a really hot book. It's a very good title. I think a lot of people didn't know how good it was and are going back now and trying to collect it. And obviously, the price is going up and up on it. So that's one if you haven't bought it yet, maybe try to wait for a little bit of a pullback. I don't know if you'll see it. I think there's enough demand for this book. And issue number 2, the printing certainly wasn't as big as number 1, so there's probably not a big print run on number 2, especially for a Marvel title. So I don't think the price is going to go much lower. You might be able to get lucky and pick it up for $50 at some point. Maybe on a buy it now, at 60 and you make an offer at 50. That's probably the only way I think you're going to be able to pick this book up at this point, is paying around $50. Number 3 on the list, These Savage Shores, number 1. So I just highlighted that. I've got the second print. I don't have the first print. It says here, issue 3 has dropped and was selling around $10 to $15. It still is. Yep, number 3 is still selling pretty well. This was the issue number 1 was selling around the same, which I found odd. Well, good for those that found it that cheap, as it is now $50 plus. It isn't $50. If you could find this on eBay for $70, I would buy it, because I think this is probably a $100 book right now. I've looked all this week for copies of the first print, and there's none for sale. There's variants, there's store variants, number 1. There's things like that, but the regular A cover first print, I didn't see for sale all this week. And if it was for sale for $100, it would have been gone. So CBSI is a little off there. It's not around $50. It's worth more than that. It's at least a $100 book right now, and that's if you could get it for $100. So that book has a lot of heat on it. I don't know. I would wait a little bit. Man, it's just one of these things where maybe the heat on it will drop. Maybe the price will settle down a little bit, but you just don't know. It's a very low print run book, so it's hard to gauge what will happen there. So just proceed cautiously, I would say, on that title. Number 2 on the list here is Tales of Suspense 52. The long-awaited Black Widow movie appears to be in full motion now, with cast, location, etc. being announced this week. All-time highs were set this week. A 6.5 sold for $13.50, a 5.0 sold for $650, and a 2.5 sold for $425. Yeah. So this is the first appearance of Black Widow, I'm assuming, is Tales of Suspense 52. I did a video, my last video I did was highlighting maybe the potential villain, Red Guardian. So don't be surprised if you see Red Guardian on this list at some point, especially when they announce who the cast is going to be and who the villain's going to be. So if you haven't already, it's obviously bigger money for Black Widow's first appearance, and you're going to be paying, especially in a high grade, forget it, right? A 6.5 for $1,300. Yeah, it's an older book. Probably going to be tough to find in good condition. So I went for the villain. It was a lot more affordable. Red Guardian. We'll see if that ends up being the villain in the story or not. But yeah, that movie is definitely getting made, and it looks like things are progressing on that. So you'll see more heat probably on this book. So don't be surprised if you see this back on the top 10 list at some point again as well. Number 1 is Hit Monkey number 1. I guess Hulu is announcing a show based on this bizarre book. Daniel Way is the writer. This was a $10 book. Now it's going for $40 plus. I looked on eBay, and I think I saw buy it now for about $50, and everything else is auction. I guess Deadpool 19 is his second appearance. has also shot up in price. I guess Marvel misspelled the artist's name but corrected on the second print. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything special about that, but Hit Monkey #1 is #1 on the list. I don't know why that's #1, but I guess because it's a Hulu show. I don't know. Very interesting. So that's your top 10 list for the week. Honorable mentions, Marvel Tales, Black Widow #1. That just came out last week. Jen Bartel 1 in 50 Virgin variant. Sales of $80 plus. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that on Midtown's order, but I guess I probably passed on it. You know, 1 in 50. It's a $40 book on Midtown, and you know, I don't know. Lately, it seems like all these 1 in 50 Marvel variants have just doubled in price. So it might be a good strategy. Just buy all the 1 in 50s. You'll probably double your money on a couple of them. There might be 1 or 2 that don't, but it seems like all of them have been just jumping in price lately. I don't know. It's crazy. The other honorable mention is Startling Terror Tales #11. Pretty cool cover. I mean, I like that cover. That is a, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's a nice cover. LB Cole cover. 3.5 sold for $3,600. A 4.0 sold for $3,000 a month before. And a 6.0 in 2017 sold for $1,850. Man, that 6.0 guy's got to be happy. $1,850, and a 3.5 went for $3,600. So it's weird. Some of these older horror books, very obscure, low print run, not on anybody's radar. You know, there obviously is a part of the community that is collecting these books. I don't know. It's interesting. It's not something I would be after, but congratulations to people that are collecting that genre of book and seeing these sales jump up a lot like that. So it's pretty cool. So, all right, guys, that's what I had for the top 10 list. I've got some more books coming in probably this weekend that I had ordered on eBay. So I'll probably shoot another video maybe on Sunday highlighting a few books on my list that I've been tracking down. And I think that's it. If you guys, please leave your comments. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, what you think of the list, any particular issue that's of interest to you. Yeah, let me know. All right, guys, I will see you again on Sunday. Thanks.